Inside PressBox is presented by Freedmont Mortgage. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Go to Freedmont.com now for all of your mortgage needs. And welcome to another edition of Inside PressBox. I'm your host, Stan the Fan Charles. The Ravens are back home this week after a disappointing road trip to San Diego. PressBox's veteran Ravens reporter Joe Platania will join me later to discuss the team's 2011 season. Fantasy football expert Ken Zales will also be here for the latest in the fantasy football world. But first, the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters are coming to town next weekend. I had the chance to catch up with the legendary Curly Neal about his time on the court and what we can expect to see from this year's Globetrotters. Let's take a look. What better gift to give the fans of Baltimore in this holiday season than the gift that keeps on giving, the Harlem Globetrotters? And nobody better to talk with the Globetrotters about the Globetrotters with than Curly Neal. Curly, how are you?
Happy holidays to you, Stan. It's good to be in the Baltimore area.
All right. Tell me about how you started as a Globetrotter.
Well, small kid out of college, Johnson C. Smith University in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was drafted, by four other NBA teams: the New York Knicks, Detroit Pistons, the Baltimore Bullets, and the St. Louis Hawks, and the fabulous Globetrotters. But as an NBA player, you had to pay your own way. Free agency, you had to pay your plane fare back and forth to camp. So the Globetrotters, Abe Saperstein, which was the owner, originator of the team, and he invited me to camp in Chicago, Illinois at DePaul University. Stan, 125 guys from all over the United States trying out for 5 positions.
And you made it.
As basketball players, I made it. I was one of the lucky 5, and the rest is history.
Now, why do you think you stayed doing that? I mean, the money back then wasn't as great in the NBA back, 45 years ago.
Well, determination, dedication. I always wanted to be a professional basketball player, no matter who I played for, So I was a basketball player first. And then the learning of the hoopla, the spinning the ball on your finger, I had to learn that from my teammates, Wilt, Meadowlark Lemon, Geese Osby, the guys that played with me during those times.
Was Wilt Chamberlain the greatest player to ever wear a Globetrotters uniform?
One of the greatest players.
Okay.
We had so many. We had Goose Tatum, we had Marcus Haynes, Meadowlark Lemon, Geese Osby, Special K. Daly, Big Easy, Hannes Franklin. We got great players, but I wouldn't say he's the best. You have so many. Like in pro ball or baseball or football, you can just pick one guy.
Well, tell me about the first time you met Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay, the Lakers had won the championship, 1972, 73, so he decided to travel with us. And as you know, he joined the Globetrotters in 1958 out of Kansas.
Out of Kansas.
For a year he signed a contract with Abe Saperstein. And first time I met him, I shook hands with him. I said, "How you doing, Wilt?" And looked him right in the zipper. I said, "Wilt, please don't do that." But he's a fun guy, and we had a lot of fun moments together.
Hey, the Globetrotters are going to be in town on the 30th of December down at the Baltimore Arena. 2 shows at 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. What is so constant about the Globetrotters?
Family organization. We do things for children. We go schools, elementary schools, middle schools, and use our program called Cheer, which explains how to, develop as an individual and so forth. And one of my teammates, Hannes Franklin, he does that, and a lot of other guys that I'm associated with does the Cheer program. And we just try to tell them to be good to themselves, be nice to their parents and mom and dad, stay out of trouble, and try to get that education. And the more you learn, the more you earn. So we just try to put that message out there. And it's a good time in the Baltimore area for the kids to come out and have a ball and get the frustrations off, stress. Just laugh. We need to laugh.
All kidding aside, is the holiday season a little bit more special?
Always special.
For the Globetrotters?
Yeah. Just like Santa Claus is coming to town. Here come the Globies. And it's special, and it's special for the parents too. So I think the Globetrotters and the fans should get together on those certain days.
Now, last year you introduced the 4-point shot.
Yes.
Okay. How did that go overall? Was that a success?
We got some guys that shoot the 4-point shot, and don't be surprised in the next 4 or 5 years it might be in the NBA. You never know, because the 3-point shot, which we invented, came in during that time. But we got guys shooting a 4-point shot, and it's just like a home run in baseball. You make it, you get the fans' applause.
Last quick question for you, a little bit of a curveball. Globetrotters, would they have been affected adversely had the NBA season been out altogether, or it wouldn't have affected you guys at all?
Wouldn't have affected us because we have family, kids, mamas, papas. That's what we're about.
All right.
And loving and giving.
The great Curly Neal.
Thank you, Stan.
Globetrotters here twice on December 30th at 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock at the Baltimore Arena. I guarantee it'll be a good time. Right, Curly?
That's right. Now be there.
And it'll also be affordable, too. You can see more with the Globetrotters right now at PressBoxOnline.com. Stay tuned. Coming up next on Inside PressBox, I'll be joined by fantasy football expert Ken Zalis right after this. Go to PressBoxOnline.com and register a youth team in your community for a chance to be highlighted as the PressBox Youth Team of the Month, sponsored by Sports Authority. Go to PressBoxOnline.com for all the details.